Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of KRAD COVID Readings. I'm Keith R.A. DeCandido, doing what I can to make life a little better by reading my writings. Way back in the Mirror episode of Star Trek, we were introduced to the Mirror Universe, which was basically just like our universe, only evil. And we saw, the evil version of Spock with a goatee, and the evil version of Sulu with a scar, and the evil version of Chekhov, and so on. And Kirk, McCoy, Scotty, and Uhura all had to pretend to be the evil versions of themselves. The Mirror Universe was returned to several times on Deep Space Nine, and then again on Star Trek Enterprise, and most recently on Star Trek Discovery. The tie-in fiction has done a lot with the Mirror Universe, to say the least. And one of the many things they did was Shards and Shadows, which was a short story anthology that covered the entire history of the Mirror Universe. There's all sorts of really cool stories in here, including a wonderful story by Margaret Wander Bonanno, which tells how Captain Kirk took over from Captain Pike in the Mirror Universe. There's sequels to the Enterprise episodes involving Sato and Tucker. Dayton Warden, Kevin Dillmore did a story involving Captain April, the first captain of the Enterprise. And there's a whole bunch of other stories as well, including a New Frontier one by Peter David, a Titan one by Christopher Bennett, and so on. And a whole bunch more. The authors in here also include Michael Jan Friedman, Jim Johnson, Rudy Josephs, Dave Mack, Dave Stern, James Swallow, and Susan Wright. Susan Wright actually did a sequel to my own Voyager story that I had done previously called The Mirror-Scaled Serpent. And anyway, this is my story, which is called Family Matters, which is about several characters in the Klingon Cardassian Alliance and the Mirror Universe versions of characters who appear in, many of them in my IKS work on Klingon Empire novels. So, here we go. Transcript from Obsidian Order listening device placed in the offices of Supreme Legate Skrain Dukat. Dukat. Ah, cousin, come in. Gull Akellen Macet. Thank you, Legate. Please, Akellen, let us not stand on ceremony. We are family. We need not speak so formally. Perhaps, but I am not here as your cousin, but rather as a gull in your service. Well, very well. Some Kanar, please. Sound of drink being poured and Macet sitting down. Thank you. So tell me, Akellen, what duty brings you back to the homeworld? The weapons manufacturing facility on Memphis 6. Convoys from that facility have been raided with alarming regularity. I seem to recall a security briefing on the subject. It was Terran rebels, I thought. I don't believe it is the rebels, cousin. Whoever planned these raids knew the best locations to attack the freighters, knew when they'd be farthest from any assistance, and also knew precisely where to hit them to cause maximum damage. I don't think the rebels are that well informed, do you? Then who do you believe is responsible, Akellen? Someone with access to high-level Alliance intelligence. You accuse a citizen of the Alliance? Not just any citizen. It has to be someone powerful or rich. The one tends to go hand in hand with the other. True. It is also likely a Klingon. Really? Why is that? Because the weapons used against the freighters were all Klingon disruptors. The Terrans take weapons wherever they can get them, same for ships, but all of the raids have used Klingon weaponry. You make a compelling case. But if I recall correctly, Memphis 6 falls under Captain Kern's purview. I know. That is why I am coming to see you. You claim to come as Gull to Legate, but in truth you wish to ask a favor of your cousin. Yes. I have attempted to alert Kurn, but he has not responded to any of my attempts to communicate with him, nor has he acknowledged my reports. And his snubs offend you. My offense is of little concern. I simply wish to preserve the safety of the Alliance. Kurn is a difficult case. He is the brother to the Regent, and therefore feels he is entitled to be more than the captain of a bird of prey. In fact, rumor has it he's angling for one of the new Regent-class vessels. I thought all of the shipmasters for those ships were assigned. The Gorkon remains captainless. Didn't the Regent give that one to General Martok's whelp? Almost. Drex was made first officer, thus simultaneously doing a favor to Martok and offering him insult. I care little for politics, cousin. I am more than happy to leave such matters to you. I simply wish to find out who is raiding our weapons deliveries. As do I. I will look into the matter. Have the Traeger standing by. With luck, I will be able to send you to Memphis 6 soon. Thank you, cousin. No, thank you, Akellen. Your devotion to duty will not go unnoticed, I assure you. Transcript from the official record of the Klingon High Council. Council Herald. Kurn, son of Mogh, step forward. Regent Worf. It is good to see you, brother. Captain Kurn. And you as well, my regent. I assume you come here for reasons of duty, since family matters would not require a formal audience with the High Council. Indeed, my regent. I believe there is a plot to stockpile weapons, possibly by the Terran Rebellion. Rebels. Ha! I spit on the rebellion. As do we all, my regent. That is why these raids must be stopped. Several shipments from Memphis 6 have been hijacked. Terrans, they haunt my every step. They must be destroyed. Of course, my regent. With your permission, I will use the Hegta and 2 other vessels to protect the next convoy. We will expose the Terran cowards and destroy them. I expect no less from you, brother. You will bring the rebels to me. It is my honor to serve you, my regent. Legate Korat Damar. My regent, if I may, these attacks are known to me. I believe that one of our gulls, a fine officer named Macet, has, independently of Captain Kurn, detected a pattern to these attacks. I hereby request that the Traeger, Macet's vessel, be part of the captain's convoy. It will be done. Kapla, brother. Kapla, my regent. Message from Captain Kurn, son of Mogh, on the IKS Hegta, to Commander Drex, son of Martok, the House Martok estate on Kronos. Our hour is at hand, my friend. I have been alerted by a Cardassian gull to a series of attacks on weapons convoys from Memphis 6. It may well be Terrans, but even if it is not, I have alerted my brother to these attacks, and let him know that I shall be at the forefront of the effort to stop them. I believe a successful blow to the Terran Rebellion will be what it takes to allow my brother to give me command of the Gorkon. I grow weary of the political games. The Cardassians claim to be offended by nepotism, so Worf keeps me off the High Council and leaves me to command only a bird of prey to appease the Cardassians. Yet the gull who alerted me to the raids was a man named Macet. That Patak that Dukat sent to represent Cardassia on Kronos, Damar, forced Macet's ship, the Traeger, to be part of the convoy. Damar doesn't use the commode without consulting with Dukat first, so Damar's request had to come straight for him, and Macet is Dukat's cousin. I will need to keep an eye on Macet. Make sure he does not attempt to suborn my own ambitions. Whether these are Terrans or not, I will make sure that my brother thinks it's the Terrans. His obsession with them since the defeat at Terok Nor will someday prove his undoing. For now, I will use it for my own ends, and for yours. The third vessel will be the IKS Pog. Her captain is a fat fool named Kargan, but he is of the same house as Councillor Katal, and the Council will be a useful ally. Unlike Macet, I doubt Kargan will have the ability to take credit for this victory from me. Once we both serve on the Gorkon, my friend, oh, that will be a great day. Message from Commander Klag, son of Marak, on the IKS Pog, to Commander Dorek, son of Marak, on the IKS Slibin. Greetings, brother! It is good to hear that you played such a critical role in the battle against the Tholians. Well done! I only wish Father were still alive to see your victory. At this rate, you will win our wager and become the first son of Marak to command his own ship. For my part, I am content to serve under Captain Kargan. He is a great man from a noble house, and it is an honor to serve with him. We have been assigned to a duty far less glorious than the front lines against the Tholians. We are to aid Captain Kurn and Gul Macet in their defense of a weapons convoy from Memphis 6. I must confess, brother, I find this duty unsettling. Kurn is the brother to the Regent, and he has proven a difficult commander to follow. Kargan assigned me to be the liaison with Gul Macet, which was a surprise, as Kargan generally assumes such duties himself, and Macet informed me that he believes a highly placed Klingon is responsible for these attacks. Based on the available evidence, I was compelled to agree with the Cardassians' conclusion. Kurn took offense at that notion and questioned my honor. I defended myself with the truth, but I honestly have no idea if that placated him or not. I must be on my guard with Kurn. Transcript of the communications logs of the IKS Pog while communicating with the IKS Hegta, the Central Command vessel Traeger, and the freighter Kamich. Captain Kurn on the Hegta. Captain, I believe that... Lieutenant Keegren on the POG. Captain, I am detecting a warp imbalance in the Kamich. Glyn Tarok on the Kamich. Captain Kurn, this is Glyn Tarok. Something has happened to our warp engines. We must drop out of warp now. Kurn. Report! Tarok. I told you, Captain, something happened. And I told you to report, Glyn. Commander Klag on the POG. What happened? Keegren. I'm not sure of the cause, sir, but the freighter's warp core will breach in 2 minutes if it isn't shut down. Tarok. Captain, I'm shutting down my warp engines now. If you want to kill me, do it later when I've saved your precious cargo. Tarok out. Kurn. All vessels slow to impulse power. Take up formation around the freighter, pattern VOG. Captain Kargan. Follow the captain's instructions, pilot. Take up position to protect the freighter. Lieutenant Vig on the POG. Yes, sir. Klag. Captain, recommend we move both Klingon ships 10,000 kilograms closer to the freighter. That will improve our sensor efficiency. Kargan. Your recommendation has been noted, Commander. Macet on the Traeger. Kurn, I will be transporting to the Kamich. Kurn. For what purpose? Macet. That freighter was inspected 4 times prior to launch, and Glyn Tarok is one of our finest engineers. I think the engines were sabotaged, and I want to investigate personally. Kurn. If that is what is required to assuage your pride at flying a faulty freighter gull, feel free. But in case you are correct, Commander Klag, you will accompany Gull Macet to the Kamich. I would know exactly what happened to slow this convoy down. Klag. Yes, sir. Permission to leave the ship, Captain. Kargan. Granted. Keegren, take command of the bridge. I will accompany my first officer to the transporter room. Message from Commander Klag, son of Marak, on the IKS POG, to Commander Dorek, son of Marak, on the IKS Sliven. A warrior does not admit to fear, my brother, but I must confess that I am concerned with the way this mission has developed. The freighter we are protecting, the Kamich, suffered a catastrophic warp core breach. Macet and I were quickly able to determine that the vessel was sabotaged, thanks to a security layer that Central Command has put on all its vessels, but is known only to those ranked Gull or higher. The Kamich is commanded by a Glyn. But even before that, I grew concerned. Prior to beaming over to the Kamich to aid Gull Macet in his investigation of the Kamich's sabotage, Kargan accompanied me to the transporter room, something he has never done. He told me that I had served the POG well, and that he trusted me to do what was best for the Alliance. I had no idea which prompted such a talk, and I am not ashamed to admit that it worried me, brother. Kargan is one of our finest warriors, and I have spoken for his crew for many turns. Why now does he test my loyalty this way? Worse, after we came out of warp, I suggested a variation on the pattern of defense. Kurn had called for pattern VOG, which only makes sense with 3 birds of prey, but the Traeger's sensor efficiency is less than ours, and pattern VOG left us with many holes in our sensor net. I recommended a shift in pattern to Kargan, which he dismissed out of hand, something else he has never done before. This proved problematic, as before Macet and I could find the saboteur, the convoy was attacked by a vessel that flew in through one of the gaps in our sensors. Macet is correct. The Terran Rebellion simply could not be this well informed. The Hegta and the Traeger have been badly damaged. The cargo has been stolen, and the POG, the only ship to be left unscathed by the thieves, lost them while trying to pursue. Still, Macet and I were able to learn the saboteur's identity by rather simple methods. One engineer on the Kamich suddenly had more money than he'd ever had before. For a low-paid freighter engineer, it was a huge sum, but it was only a small fraction of the value of the stolen weapons. We are about to interrogate the engineer, but I wish to send this message to you. There are treacherous waters ahead, brother, and I wish to make sure there is a record of the truth somewhere, even if it is only in messages between brothers. Kabbalah, Dorek. If this mission should take my life from me, I ask only that you avenge me, should I not die well. Transcript of the interrogation of Engineer Paul Straken by Gull Akellen Macet and Commander Klag, son of Marak. Captain Klag. We should use the Mind Sifter. Gull Macet. You do not trust Cardassian interrogation methods? I can assure you they're quite brutal. I am sure they are, my friend, but it is efficiency that I am concerned with. The Mind Sifter will leave little doubt about the veracity of Straken's information, coming as it will straight from his own memory without filtering. Only if the highest setting is used. If we do that, Straken will be little more than a vegetable. I realize that you prefer a defendant in your trial who won't be insensate, but no. We shall use the Mind Sifter. If there is a trial to come from this incident, this fool will not be a part of it. Straken is hardly the mastermind behind these thefts. He wasn't even assigned to the other freighters that were attacked. All we need from him is who paid him those 2,000 plex. Your Mind Sifter should give us that information. As for Straken himself, he is of no use to the Alliance, so I'm quite happy to dispose of him and replace him with an engineer who would not betray us for mere coin. Very well. Beck, bring in the prisoner, and also the Mind Sifter. Beck, Grick. Yes, Commander! I must confess I am not overly fond of the Mind Sifter. Oh? I prefer to face my foes in battle. Torture is often the refuge of cowards, a battle where only one of the participants has a chance. And yet our government uses it quite often. I merely stated a preference, my friend. I also prefer gok to Technar gizzards, but I will eat the gizzards if that is what the chef has prepared. Indeed. Here's the prisoner, Commander. Go. I don't understand. Paul Straken, sorry. I don't understand. I haven't done anything. What is that? It is a mind sifter. We will use it. No, please, don't. I know what those things do to you. I'll tell you anything. Just please, not the mind sifter. Do you believe him, Gull? Not particularly, Commander. He's obviously going to lie to us while pretending to give in so he can avoid becoming a drooling vegetable. I agree. It allows him to be both a coward and a hero to his cause. I have no cause, believe me. I just needed the money. Really? For what? You carry no debts, have no expensive hobbies. Your collection of the works of Tor Yakros is impressive, but hardly something that is in danger of bankrupting you. It's my brother. He lent me money years ago, and now he needs me to pay him back so he can pay his gambling debts. He lost a lot of money on Tongo on Elvok Nor, and these two Nausicaans were going to break his legs if he did. Enough! Your mewling offends me, Straken. So I took the 2,000 leks. That paid it all off. Who paid you? I don't know. You lie. I swear. He hit his face. Who did? I don't know his name. You know it was a male? Oh, yes. I mean, I think he was a male Klingon. A Klingon. You're sure? Yes, but he never showed his face. Then how do you know it was a Klingon? He had a crest, and he wore one of those long jacket things that they wear. We must use the Mind Sifter. What? Why? I've told you everything I know. You've only admitted that a high-ranking Klingon paid you to sabotage the Kamish, yet you do not provide his name. I swear it's true. Please, not the Mind Sifter. Your wishes are of no concern to us. Attach him to the Mind Sifter. Yes, Commander. No! Please, no! Incoherent screams. Is there no way to sort the images? No. It is why the Mind Sifter is not always the most ideal tool. While memories are more reliable than speech, they are also not sorted in any meaningful fashion. More incoherent screams. His fascination with Vulcan women seems to be quite prominent. My father had a female Vulcan slave once. She had impressive stamina. I imagine so. You do not approve? I dislike women with such smooth skin. I also prefer my wife. No doubt. Wait, see there! The image is not clear, but that is the cassock of a member of the High Council. Or the cassock of someone pretending to be a member of the High Council. I'm surprised he even bothered to include visual with the transmission. I am not. It is not honorable to deal with others without showing one's face. But he didn't show his face. He obscured it. Yes, but no doubt he was able to assuage his dishonor by at least putting up the appearance of behaving honorably. I have found, my friend, that it is hypocrisy rather than hydrogen that is the most common element in the galaxy. Screams break off. The prisoner is non-responsive. He's told us enough. Such a waste. We must report this to Captain Kurn immediately. Personal message from Gull Akellen Macet to Supreme Legate Skrain Dukat. Greetings, cousin. I hope your wife and children are in good health. As you have no doubt heard by now, there was another raid as depredators were able to make off with the entirety of the Kamish's cargo. After a saboteur on board the Kamish forced us all to come out of warp, the thieves disabled both the Hegta and the Traeger with a single shot to each, and they came into the system using a trajectory that we were sensor blind to in our configuration. To make matters worse, Commander Klag and I interrogated the Kamish's saboteur, and he revealed that the person who paid him to perform the sabotage was apparently a member of the Klingon High Council. I don't need to tell you what this might mean. Kurn, of course, is giddy as a child. I suspect that he now is setting his sights higher than the Gorkon. He may be angling for the High Council seat of whoever it is who is plotting against the Regent. We are working hard to repair our vessels. The only ship that was left undamaged was Captain Kargan's ship, the Pog, but then they then lost the thieves. My concern is this. Commander Klag, Kargan's first officer, and a good man, I might add, he aided me in the interrogation of the saboteur, suggested a different alignment to defend the Kamish, which Kargan then ignored. Had he listened to his first officer, the thieves would have been detected. Furthermore, the Pog was never fired upon, and then they lost the thieves when pursuing them. Kargan is a member of the House of Katal. I don't need to tell you where my suspicions are leading me. I have not shared this suspicion with Kurn. It's possible, likely even, that he has come to a similar conclusion, but if he has not, I do not wish to give him the opportunity to use my conclusion once again for his own purposes. However, I suggest that you alert Legate Damar to keep an eye on Katal. I, meanwhile, will do the same for Kurn and Kargan both. Message from Commander Klag, son of Marak, on the IKS Pog, to Commander Dorak, son of Marak, on the IKS Sliven. Something has happened, brother, and once again I am forced to confide in you so that I can be assured that somewhere there will be a record of what has truly happened. The Pog has been searching for the thieves who stole the weaponry from the Kamich, while that ship, as well as the Traeger and the Hegta, effect repairs. Tonight, when my duty time ended, I found a pad in my cabin. It contained navigational data regarding the thieves' course. To my shock, they spelled out the precise course the vessel was on when the Pog lost them, from which it is quite simple to determine their destination. There is also an access code on the pad, though I do not know what it provides access to. I do not know who has provided this intelligence to me. Obviously, I must make use of it, but someone has granted me this without showing his face. And I have other suspicions as well. The Pog is a fine ship, and Kargan a great captain. I find it difficult to believe that they could lose a vessel of thieves. I was off-ship with Macet, interrogating the saboteur of the Kamich when the pursuit took place. That saboteur revealed that he was hired by a member of the Klingon High Council, or at least someone pretending to be a counselor. The head of Kargan's house also serves on the council, and Kargan did not accept my recommendations for the realignment of our defenses, which left us vulnerable. I have served Kargan loyally for many turns now. I do not wish to believe this of him. But if he has betrayed the Regent, then I will be forced to kill him. The only question is whether or not the House of Katal's paid Kutluch would then repay me in kind. I will wait until I know Kargan is not on the bridge, and then call Kurn and Macet simultaneously while summoning Kargan. This way I know that it will be brought to all three at once. We will see where it leads us. Transcript of communications logs of the IKS Pog while communicating with the IKS Hegta and the Central Command vessel, Traeger. Commander Klag on the Pog. Keegrin, open a channel to the Hegta and the Traeger both, and summon Captain Kargan to the bridge. Lieutenant Keegrin on the Pog. Yes, Commander. Captain Kargan to the bridge. Captain Kurn on the Hegta. What do you want, Commander? Gulmacet on the Traeger. Have you learned something, Klag? Captain Kargan on the Pog. Why have you summoned me, Commander? I have determined the course that the thieves took. What? How? I spent much of the night studying the navigation logs from the Pog's pursuit. The thieves took an evasive course, but I was eventually able to determine its pattern. They could only have had one destination, the Markan system. There is one habitable planet in that system. Yes, the fifth one. I know that world. It is on the outskirts of the Alakar sector. Kuvach! We will have lost hours to these Batakpu. We must proceed there immediately. The Traeger's repairs are not complete, but we once again have warp drive, and the weapons will be ready by the time we arrive at Markan. Our warp drive is still not repaired. We will remain here and join you when we are able. In the meantime, Macet, you and Kargan will proceed to Markan and find these thieves. Screen off! Message from Captain Kurn, son of Moog, on the IKS Hegta to Commander Drex, son of Martok, at the House Martok estate on Kronos. Our plans may have changed, my friend. I believe that the House of Katal may be the ones who plot against the Alliance. If that is so, then Kargan is the one who betrays us, and Katal's request that the Pognet be part of our convoy makes more sense. We know only this much because of the interrogation performed by Macet and Klag. I still do not trust Macet, but Klag may be a useful ally, especially if he may be turned against his captain. If all goes according to plan, then I may well be rewarded with a seat on the council rather than simply be given my own ship. If that is the case, then I will do all in my power to make sure that you receive command of the Gorkon. If he continues to be useful, I will recommend that Klag be your first officer. Also, General Talak is part of that house. If he is indeed a traitor, then your father's position will improve also. Unfortunately, the Hegta is still under repair, so I have been forced to send the Traeger and the Pog to Markan 5 ahead of me. I need you to find a way to alert your father and have him send a ship that we know is loyal to take control of the situation if the Hegta's repairs are not complete in time. This will be a great day for both of us, my friend. For too long we have lived in the shadow of our family members. Soon we will remind the Alliance that there are others in the House of Worf and the House of Martok. Transcript of communications logs of the IKS Pog while communicating with the landing party on Markan 5 and the Central Command vessel, Traeger. Commander Klag on Markan 5. We have transported down safely, Captain. Captain Kargan on the Pog. Move quickly, Commander. We have detected other ships approaching the system. Gul Macet on the Traeger. Confirmed. One of them matches the configuration of the ship that attacked the convoy. Leader Vecma on Markan 5. No life signs, Commander. Klag. Very well. Secure the rest of... Sound of disruptor fire and screams. Macet. Klag, what is happening? Kargan. Report, Commander! More sounds of disruptor fire. Klag. Lower your weapon, leader! Vecma. I'm sorry, Commander, but I cannot do that. Lieutenant Keegren on the Pog. Captain, enemy vessels on attack vector. They're arming disruptors. Macet. Klag, what's happening? More sounds of disruptor fire. Beck Wall on Markan 5. Commander, are you all right? Klag. Well enough, Beck. Thank you for your loyalty. Captain, Leader Vecma and 3 of her squad took arms against me. My right arm has been lost. Beck Wall has saved my life. I will now carry out my mission. Macet. Klag, wait, there may be... Kargan. Be silent, Macet. Commander Klag will continue his mission. Macet. Why, Kargan? Because your assassins failed? Kargan. Not exactly. Keegren. Enemy vessels firing on the Traeger. Macet. Open fire! Damn you, Kargan! Help us! Klag. Captain, I am standing before a computer screen. I have just entered a code that allows me access to encrypted files on this computer. Kargan. Have you now? Keegren. Traeger taking heavy damage, Captain. Macet. Kargan, you're responsible for this! Kargan. I am responsible for any number of things, Macet, including what is about to happen. Klag. Macet, hear me! These files were encrypted by the House of K'tal, and they contain a great deal of sensitive information, including full details of the security of Memphis 6. Macet. Then my suspicions were correct. We will destroy your cohorts, Kargan, and then we will destroy you. Kargan. You are outnumbered, Macet. You will not survive without assistance. Klag. Captain, do not do this. Kargan. I have already done too much, Commander, and my honor and that of my house have suffered greatly for it. I hope that with my final act, I may redeem the House of K'tal. Pilots, set course for the nearest vessel attacking the Traeger. Ramming speed. Message from Commander Klag, son of Marak, on the Central Command vessel Traeger, to Commander Dorak, son of Marak, on the IKS Sliven. I have always said that Kargan was an honorable man, but until today I did not know how fine a warrior he truly was. It was Kargan who provided the information that sent us to Markan 5, and Kargan who gave me the access code that allowed us to read the files on the computers on that world. And Kargan ordered the Pog to make a suicide run on the vessels attacking the Traeger. His sacrifice allowed Macet to achieve victory in orbit of that world, while Beck Wall and I gleaned all we could from Markan 5's computers. We are now en route to the home world. There will be a Mekba, and the fate of the House of K'tal will hang in the balance. As for myself, I have lost my right arm. The Cardassian doctor tried to persuade me to have a prosthetic machine placed on my shoulder, which I of course refused. And I have lost my ship. Only Wall and I survive, and I have promised that she will be rewarded on her next assignment. What that assignment will be, I do not know. But I do know that I will mourn the loss of Captain Kargan deeply. A great warrior is in Stovokor today, even if the others of his ignoble house will ride the barge of the dead to Grithor. Macet came to me after I was released from his ship's infirmary. He was also suspicious of Kargan after we interrogated Straken. I asked him why he didn't share that with me. He asked me why I didn't share the true source of my information about Markan 5. Gul Macet is a good man. The Alliance will need people like him if we are to survive the Terrans getting above themselves and the Romulans, Tholians, and others who would try to nip away at our empire like ramjet birds. In the future, we will know to trust each other. Transcript from the official record of the Klingon High Council. Regent Worf. The Mekba has ended. I have heard all of the evidence. It is clear that the House of K'tal must be dissolved, its principals killed, its lands seized. Council Herald. K'tal, son of Kadan, step forward. Do you have anything to say to yourself before you are put to death, traitor? Councillor K'tal. Only that the Klingon peoples will be led to ruin as long as you sit in Kalis' chair, and as long as we remain allied with spoon-headed filth. You are a fool. It is the alliance with Cardassia that has made us strong, that enabled us to conquer the Terrans, that made us the greatest power in the galaxy has ever known. It is you who would have led us to ruin K'tal. But now you will lead only the others of your house to the barge of the dead. Bring them forward! The Yanisleth bring the members of the House of K'tal forward. You have betrayed the Alliance. You have no honor. You shall not leave this chamber alive. Sound of Diktag blades unfurling. Regent and Counselor slash the throats of the members of House K'tal. Take the bodies away! Kurn, son of Moog, Klag, son of Marak, Akel and Macet, step forward. You have done well, all of you. A cancer has been removed from our alliance. Gul Macet, I leave whatever reward you might gain from this campaign to your superiors at Central Command, but know that you have the gratitude of the Regent. Gul, Akel and Macet, that is high praise indeed, my Regent. Thank you. Klag, son of Marak, a true warrior knows to act for what is honorable, and you have done that, at the cost of your good right arm. There is an opening for a captain on the IKS Gorkon, and I can think of no one better to suit it to take command of that vessel than you, Captain Klag. Captain Klag, my Regent? Do my words displease you, son of Marak? No, my Regent, they do surprise me. Kargan is the true hero here, not I. I simply followed the path he laid out for me. Perhaps. But Kargan is dead. And of all those in his misbegotten house, he is the only one who will be enshrined in the Hall of Warriors, for he has put the Alliance before all. But your role is not inconsequential. Because of you, I have removed a threat to the High Council, and to our very way of life. For that, you have earned a captaincy. Yes, my Regent. Thank you. Kurn, my brother. Captain Kurn. Yes, my Regent. Do not think that I have forgotten your role in this. You, too, will receive a new ship to command. The Yavang is in orbit and awaiting your arrival. You have all served the Alliance with honor. Kapla! Message from Captain Kurn, son of Moog, on the IKS Yavang, to Commander Drex, son of Martok, on the IKS Gorkon. Curse that Yintag of a warrior! Curse that spoon-headed Legate's cousin! They have conspired to ruin everything! The Yavang is a fine ship, it is true, and a far greater trophy than the Hecta. But the Gorkon should have been mine. It was Macet. It had to be. He and Klag were like lovers on that mission. They were together so much, and that Patak likely petitioned his cousin to put pressure on my brother to reward Klag. The son of Marak has made an enemy today. And you, my friend, will be the Dictag I use to bring him down. Not right away. We cannot move against one my brother has rewarded immediately, but soon, my friend. Very, very soon. Observe the son of Marak carefully for any opening, and then strike like a wham serpent. You are Martok's son. You will be protected. Our plans will come to fruition one day, Drex. Of that, you can be assured. Message from Captain Klag, son of Marak, on the IKS Gorkon, to Commander Dorak, son of Marak, on the IKS Sliven. So it seems I win our wager, brother. I have become the first son of Marak to command his own vessel. The blood wine is on you when next we meet, Dorak. The mechba was shocking, for all that I knew the evidence ahead of time. To see a noble house so awash in betrayal and dishonor was staggering. Apparently, Katal felt that we did not need the Cardassians, as if we would be able to maintain so great an empire alone, and that we should be rid of them. Katal, Talek, and the others of their house intended to use the weapons they had stolen to take up arms against the High Council, and also against any in the Defense Force or Central Command who did not agree with them. It was glorious to see their throats cut by the Council. In his observer's chair, I could see Legate Damar leaning forward, almost as if he wished, too, to take a blade to Katal's throat. For his part, Macet was not pleased. He said he prefers capital punishment to be cleaner, but death is death. To prettify it is pointless. The Regent seemed pleased with my own performance, but I suspect there is more to his appointment of me to the Gorkon. Macet confided in me that his sources had told him that Kurn was hoping for the Gorkon, but Kurn also promised to bring Terran rebels to the Regent's feet, and he failed to do so. That was not Kurn's fault, of course, but the Regent is obsessed with the Terran rebellion, and he would not tolerate any failure to bring them closer to defeat. Macet and I shared a drink in the tavern across from the Great Hall, where we drank to Kargan and the noble crew of the Pog, who were sacrificed in order to expose the traitors. And now I report to you from my very own command. My first officer is Drex, son of General Martok. With Talek's death, Martok's position has improved, and that means Drex's has as well. I will likely need to keep an eye on him. I have, however, been able to reward Wall, who saved my life at Markan 5 by making her Castavui of First Company. I must go now, brother. The Gorkon is one of the finest vessels in the fleet, and she will be used to crush the Alliance's enemies. We head now to the Bajoran system. Kabla, my brother. That's Family Matters in Star Trek Mirror Universe Shards and Shadows, a short story anthology that is available from pretty much any online book dealer you care to name, in both print and ebook form, as well as, and there's a bunch of other Mirror Universe books that tie into it, culminating in Rise Like Lions by David Mack, which kind of brings it all to a head. I definitely recommend both The Sorrows of Empire by Dave and Rise Like Lions, which tells a wonderful story that sort of brings the whole mirror universe thing to a rousing conclusion. Check me out online at DeCandido.net. Read my blog at DeCandido.wordpress.com. And please support me on Patreon at patreon.com/KRAD. And please be good to each other and stay safe.